Hello again, this is Robert Veach here. This is my video review of the WETOLS brand, their compact router tool set. And you can see everything in front of you. This is a very extensive kit. Comes with a nice instruction booklet. And behind there you can see it has a really nice bag holder that will hold everything in this kit. They keep it all organized between uses. And some of the parts I have in this container, just so you could see because they're black. You got the wrenches to tighten your router bits, the unit itself with variable speed, the holder with a dust attachment, a plunge holder with a dust attachment, and these other accessories right here, and a wrench, some other tools. We're going to go over how to set all these different tools up so that you know how to use this, because it's pretty extensive and there's a lot of flexibility here in this offering. It also includes a nice bit for cutting about a 1/4 inch into material, and we're going to test that bit out. The unit itself is very nice quality. It's got a very nice adjustable collet, 1/4 inch up to 3/8 of an inch it'll hold. It's aluminum for heat sink and cooling ability. Has adjustable brushes you can replace. Has a variable speed right here. We're going to demonstrate that. And a power switch and a soft start electronics mechanism inside there. So let's go over some of the specs of this. This is a 2-in-1 combo kit. It comes in 2 bases, fixed base and a plunge base. With a fixed base router, the position of the router bit is constant. A plunge base router is designed for use so that you can preset the cut depth and then lower or plunge the bit into the material that you're working with. This is incredibly important for anyone that's doing carpentry, do-it-yourself work, or other home improvement projects. It has a powerful motor. The WETOLS compact variable speed trim router features a powerful 1.25 horsepower motor with 6 adjustable speeds from 10,000 to 30,000 RPM. With the variable speeds, you can easily adjust the router to your specific material and application. And as I mentioned, it has a soft start to reduce startup torque for enhanced control. It's the ultimate tool for trim projects around the house. It'll work on both hard and soft woods. The unit has a smooth rack and pinion fine depth adjustment system for more precise settings, has a quick release lock, and allows you to adjust the depth and have it locked into place. I'm going to show that. There's 2 dust extracting attachments. As I mentioned, I'm going to show how to install those. And using that with a vacuum cleaner, you're going to eliminate 95% of the sawdust that's expelled into the air by the router. That way it doesn't go into your shop or into your lungs. That's nice. You can make perfect edges. You can craft everything from simple rounded moldings to more elaborate Roman type beaded patterns for doors, windows, baseboards, or chair rails. I like using these to make homemade picture frames. That works really great. You could also cut dados, rabbits, patterns, grooves, and across multiple pieces of wood. So this is a very versatile unit. The whole package weighs 8.29 pounds, and that's including the carrying bag. The manual shows that there's all kinds of different accessories that you could purchase, that you could remove these 4 screws and add them to this piece right here for doing very specific type of work. Just check out the manual and you can see what you can purchase in addition to what's in this kit. The dust attachment that's included attaches on a pin, plastic pin that goes into the aluminum housing there, and then you push slightly and it lines up with a hole right there. And then they have this cap screw that you turn clockwise and then allows you to tighten it down. And then you can put your vacuum cleaner hose on here, and this has an outer diameter of about 1.5 inches. The WETOLS unit comes with a really nice long 6-foot+ cord with a US plug in there, 120 volts. And one side is a little larger, so to make sure you put it in a polarized plug the right way. And it also includes a bit which allows you to cut into wood and move along the wood and essentially route out wood. And it also includes 2 wrenches that you're going to need. There's a large and a small one. So you put that in just like that, about 3/4 of the way in, and then this bottom wrench locks onto right there. There is a little cutout notch there for that, and then this allows you to turn this clockwise to tighten it down just like that. Once it's in place, then you can place the unit itself on the holder, line up the gears right there, and then you could adjust the depth, how far out you want it to go for cutting, and then you of course could lock that down as I showed. Now the unit itself has a nice up and down knob with a ratchet gear right there, and when you get it to the height that you want, you can pull this in and lock it, and if it's not tight enough, there's an included wrench, and you could turn this clockwise, and that'll tighten that up so that it has more of a grip to make sure that this doesn't move while you're using the tool. I have the unit plugged in now, and I want to show you there's a soft start on here. I've got it on the lowest setting one. You can listen. See how it's slowly built up. And that's a nice feature because that helps the motor windings. It also makes it so that the bit doesn't get a big jolt of energy, and that's nice. So now when you turn this on, you got a speed control right here, 1 through 6. And what's nice about that is you could set it for the particular type of bit or the type of material that you're cutting through. On the bottom of the plunger attachment tool, you can put the dust collection plate by putting it on the bottom just like that, and having it, the output facing that side. And then there's 2 screws that are included that hold that in place, and you just turn them clockwise, tighten them up, and that is what allows you to extract dust. And again, that's a 1.5 inch outer diameter tube that you can connect to your vacuum cleaner. There is also a plastic plate that you can remove or place, and it goes in that direction on the opposite side, and that combined with the other piece here is what is going to give you the dust collection, because it causes a pressure gradient in there. It allows the dust to be vacuumed out. Now there's also a plunge tool that allows you to plunge cut into material, and it only goes on one way. There is a little circular piece right there that aligns a pin, and you want to put that with that slot, and that's what allows it to go in, and then you lock it with this piece right here. And again, if you want to tighten that, you can use the included tool, turn that clockwise, and that'll tighten that down even more so that this stays locked in place. Now once it's in place, you can then use the handles to push it down, and then it cuts based on the depth that you set right there. There is a lock for this, that little handle. If you turn it to the right, it then locks this so that it becomes locked in place, and you could lock it at any depth you want just by rotating that way. You can control the depth of the plunges that you take. There's this section right here that can rotate, and they have a little notch on there, and you could adjust the height of these little bolts, And what they do is they put a limit on how far this piece could drop. So when you compress this, it hits the limit right there, and that controls the depth of the router bit. Now you can adjust this right here. You loosen this piece right there, and you can rotate this so this piece, this large bolt, goes down further, and then it stops earlier. And there are calibrations on here in millimeter. There's also a little calibrated slide right there that lines up with this red plastic retainer. Once you get this lined up, you can unlock that. Also, when you loosen that, if you push this while you're turning this, it makes it easier to rotate this for the depth gauge on here. So here you have 3 different choices that you could set, and then of course you could set this whatever you want to control the depth of the router bit. The handles are really nice because it allows you to grip it, to allow you to put it down to your workpiece and hold it and have a really good grip on it as you drop down. So this router comes with a trimmer guide, and this is what it looks like. And this is going to go on the side of the tool, and when you turn this counterclockwise, it moves the bearing outward, and then this locks it in place. So this goes this included screw right here, and you can lock and tighten it in place like that. Then you got your router bit, and then the depth can be controlled, and then you lock it in place like that, and then you run this along the wood, and then it can control the depth of how much you're cutting as you move along the workpiece. The tool comes with a straight guide, which can be used in a couple different ways, and it uses the bolt right here, and you see it has a 90-degree section, and then there's a wing nut right here that allows you to adjust this piece in and out against your workpiece, and this will then allow a fixed distance from the router blade, and you can adjust that. And then you can move along a workpiece and get a controlled distance from the router blade. And if you configure this like this by putting this upside down what it was, putting the bolt through that way, then you could put a nail here and you could do circular cuts on your workpiece, and you just adjust this to get different distances from the tip to make your circles. So that little hole or that end piece right there could be used to rotate the bit to make circular cuts. So I always do a freestyle cut with the included bit. I got this wood piece secured, and we're going to turn this on. So you can see how easily that went through, and I just demonstrated making just a little curved section on there, and it goes right through the wood quite easily. Now we're going to use the edge guide so that we can get a fixed distance to the cutting blade. And now that guide allowed me to make a nice straight line, and with a little depth control, and I could increase the depth right on the tool quite easily if I wanted to go even deeper. Now by turning this around like I demonstrated earlier, you could put a nail or a screw in there, and then you could get a circular cut that's based on the radius from there to the center of the bit. And there we have a nice arc cut right there using that guide. Now we're going to use the included edge guide piece, and we're going to cut along the edge right here. Now what that did is it just cut a bevel into the edge, and I could control the depth of that in this direction or into the wood this direction. Now we're going to use the Plunge tool, and I have my depth set right there and also right here, and I have it locked in place, and I could then do freestyle controlled depths, and that way I don't have to make a cut on the ends. I could start right in the center of the stock. And I made a nice hole right there, and that was freestyle, and you could basically route out any section in a center piece of wood. There's another attachment that is on the plunge cutter that I didn't show yet, and it has two spring-loaded screws that you can tighten, and you could move this piece in and out, and you could mount that included bracket on there just like that, and then you could plunge cut starting at some point in the wood and move down the wood to make a straight linear cut. Let's try that. So there is now a linear cut along here that is based on this edge, and you can move it in and out by adjusting this piece right here or sliding this by adjusting that nut and bolt right there. Either way, a nice handy attachment. So what's my overall impression about the WETOLS brand, their compact router tool set? As you can see, this is a great kit. You can't go wrong. It's got all the tools you're going to need. It's got the plunger mechanism, the router holder, the tools to adjust everything, the specialized tools for all the different cutting you're going to be doing, and the very nice holder that will hold everything together so that you could have it all organized for your next use. So I really like this product. I was impressed with the quality of it. I'm going to give it a full 5-star rating. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to alert you new video uploads. And if you like this review, please hit the like button. I hope the information I presented helps you with your buying decisions. Thanks for watching.